This is the ELUMELU Business Management Training Program, Module 2, Business Ownership. Table of Contents. This module covers Introduction to Entrepreneurship and Skills Requirement, Organizing Your Company, Staffing Requirements, Business Ownership and Management Structure, Developing Core Values, Vision and Mission, and Procurement Process. This module introduced entrepreneurship, which is the core to entry into the business world. A clear understanding and distinction of an entrepreneur and the concept of entrepreneurship are very important. This module is another startup pack that enables entrepreneurs to understand the very fundamental elements of entrepreneurship and the major requirements needed to succeed as an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is often regarded as being significant to the development of mankind and the society at large. Main objectives. At the end of the training, participants will be able to describe an entrepreneur and entrepreneurship in the context of a business venture, understand the concepts of vision and mission statements, identify and discuss entrepreneurial contexts and characteristics, define different types of business ownership, create staffing plan and process for their organization, understand procurement process flow. Introduction to Entrepreneurship. An entrepreneur is a person who identifies opportunities, assembles all the resources, human and material, needed to pursue the opportunity, and creates an enterprise around the opportunity and nurtures it to growth. He possesses a flair for creativity and innovation as well as knowledge about his environment. To start a business, it is essential to learn the specific skills that underpin these qualities. Let us look at some of the characteristics of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurial skills. Personal skills. Optimism. Are you an optimistic thinker? Vision. Initiative. Desire for control. Drive and persistence. Risk tolerance. Resilience. Interpersonal skills. As a successful entrepreneur, you will have to work closely with people. This is where it is critical to be able to build great relationships with your team, customers, suppliers, stakeholders, investors, and more. Some people are more gifted in this area than others, but fortunately, you can learn and improve these skills. The types of interpersonal skills you will need include leadership and motivation, communication skills and listening, personal relations, negotiation, ethics. The entrepreneurial process. Idea generation. To generate an idea, the entrepreneurial process must go through 3 stages. Germination. This is like a seeding process, not like planting seed. It is more like natural seeding. Most creative ideas can be linked to an individual interest or curiosity about a specific problem or area of study. Once the seed of interest curiosity has taken the shape of a focused idea, creative people start a search for answers to the problems. Investors will go on to setting up laboratories. Designers will think of engineering new product ideas, and marketers will study consumer buying habits. Incubation. This is the stage where the entrepreneurial process enters the subconscious intellectualization. The subconscious mind joins the unrelated ideas to find a resolution. Feasibility study. A feasibility study is done to see if the idea can be commercially viable. It passes through 2 stages. Illumination. After the generation of an idea, this is the stage where the idea is thought of as a realistic creation. The stage of an idea blossoming is critical because ideas by themselves have no meaning. Verification. This is the last thing to verify the idea as realistic and useful for application. Verification is concerned about practicality to implement an idea and explore its usefulness to society and the entrepreneur. How does a potential entrepreneur evaluate an opportunity? Here are some important factors to consider when deciding whether a business opportunity is worth embracing. Market size. One of the most important factors when evaluating a business opportunity is market size. Do a little research. Figure out if there is a market for the opportunity and how big that market is. Before you move forward, you want to be sure the demand is there. Relationships. Does the business opportunity come with some relationship? What are your relationships with potential investors or customers? When you have more relationships, the opportunity is likely to run smoother. Ability to manage cash flow. Next, you need to look at the ability to manage cash flow. Is there startup funding for the business? What about ways to keep funding the business each month? Management skill sets. What are the skill sets of management? If you are evaluating your own business opportunity, you need to be honest about what you bring to the table and what added to look up for and what addition to look up for. Passion and persistence. Even if there is a bit of talent deficit, it is possible in some cases to make up for that with passion and persistence. Are you working with people who will get the job done? Do you trust that they have the passion to make things happen? Organizing your company and staffing requirements. An organization is basically a group of people who collectively work to achieve common goals. Division of responsibilities under a ranking system is the backbone of any organization. Every organization comprises of people who run it. These people share common goals and objectives. In order to achieve them, these people also share roles and responsibilities with each other. Development of an organizational structure. Here are steps for the development of an organizational structure. Clear definition of objectives. Firstly, the main objectives of the organization must be clear. These objectives determine what kind of structures are required. A standard structure can never suit every kind of organization. Identification and grouping of activities. The next step here is to identify activities that members of the organization must perform. Since every business activity requires many tasks, clear identification of them is important. Determination of the structure. After completing the first two steps, the organizers finally determine the overall structure. He defines the ranks and hierarchy in which people will function. The creation of departments also happens in this step. Revision of the structure. Once the structure starts functioning, it can show up problems and shortcomings. For example, the marketing and sales departments often perform similar functions. Staffing in an organization. Staffing is the function by which managers build an organization through the recruitment, selection, and development of individuals as capable employees. The staffing function of management consists of a few interrelated activities such as planning of human resources, recruitment, selection placement, training and development, remuneration, performance appraisal, promotion, and transfers. The process of staffing is highlighted in the following ways: manpower planning, recruitment, selection, placement, training, development, appraisal, determination of remuneration. Business ownership and management structure. Sole proprietorship. This is also known as a one-man business. It entails the setting up of a business outfit exclusively by one person. One very disturbing thing about this type of business is that the owner bears the brunt in case of adversity, that is, he is personally liable. Partnership. When a business is owned by two or more but not exceeding 20, such association is called partnership. This is usually based on mutual agreement among them, and such agreement is contained in a document called Deed of Partnership. Limited liability company. A limited liability company is a legal entity established by an association of many people who contribute capital in accordance with the law for the purpose of carrying on a business. In the legal circle, a company is an artificial and invisible person with rights and liabilities. Also, it can sue individuals or organizations and be sued in its corporate name by individuals, groups of individuals, or organizations. It can be further divided into private and public company. Legal requirements for business. Make sure you know the various federal, state, and local registrations that identify your enterprise for tax and legal purposes. You may need professional help or talk to a business law attorney. Developing core values, vision, and mission. Your core values can include integrity, passion, leadership, teamwork. The mission statement leads to strategic goals. A vision statement of an organization's overreaching aspirations of what it hopes to achieve or to become. The vision is a broad description of the value an organization provides. It is a visual image of what the organization is trying to produce or become. Vision statements should be clear and concise, usually not longer than a short paragraph. The mission statement. It defines how the organization will be different from other organizations in the industry. Here are some examples of two mission statements from successful businesses. For example, the mission statement of Adidas is, "We strive to be the global leader in the sporting goods industry with brands built on a passion for sports and a sporting lifestyle." Another example is Amazon. We seek to be Earth's most customer-centric company for 4 primary customer sets: consumers, sellers, enterprises, and content creators. Strategic goals are the broad goals the organization will try to achieve. By describing why the organization exists and where and how it will compete, the mission statement allows leaders to define a coherent set of goals that fit together to support the mission. Achieving S.M.A.R.T goals. Typical organizational goals and plans include strategic goals, broad statement of where the organization wants to be in the future, which pertains to the organization rather than to specific divisions or departments. Strategic plans, the action steps in which an organization intends to attain its strategic goals. Tactical goals, goals that define the outcomes that the major divisions and departments must achieve for the organization to reach its overall goals. Tactical plans, plans designed to help execute major strategic plans and to accomplish a specific part of the company's strategy. Operational goals, specific and measurable results expected from departments, work groups, and individuals within the organization. Operational plans, plans developed at the organization's lower level that specify action steps towards achieving operational goals and that support tactical planning activities. Specific goals, well-defined, clear, and unambiguous. Few questions to consider to make your goals specific include: who is involved in this goal? What do we want to accomplish? Where is the goal to be achieved? When do we want to achieve this goal? Why do we want to achieve this goal? Measurable, with specific criteria that measure your progress towards the accomplishment of the goal. To make a goal measurable, ask yourself, how many or how much? How do I know if I have reached my goal? What is my key performance indicator of progress? Achievable. Your goals should be attainable and not impossible to achieve. Ask yourself, do I have the resources and capabilities to achieve the goal? If not, what am I missing? Have others done it successfully before? Realistic. Your goals should be within reach, realistic, and relevant to your purpose. Few questions to consider are: does this goal seem worthwhile? Is this the right time? Does this match our other efforts or needs? Is it relevant to me? Is it applicable in the current socio-economic environment? Time-bound. With a clearly defined timeline, the purpose is to create urgency. Ask yourself, does my goal have a deadline, including a starting date and target date? When do you want to achieve your goal? Procurement process. Procurement refers to techniques, structured methods, and means used to streamline an organization's procurement process and achieve desired results while saving costs, reducing time, and building win-win supplier relationships. Procurement can be direct, indirect, reactive, or proactive in nature. What is a procurement process? It is the series of processes that are essential to get products or services from requisition to purchase order and invoice approval. It includes the process, the list of rules that need to be followed while reviewing, ordering, obtaining, and paying for goods and services. Checkpoints and steps increase with the complexity of the purchase. People. These are stakeholders and their specific responsibility in the procurement cycle. They take care of initiating or authorizing every stage of the process. The number of stakeholders involved is directly proportional to the risk and value of the purchase. Paperwork. This refers to the paperwork and documentation involved in every stage of the procurement process flow, all of which are collected and stored for reference and auditing reasons. These are important stages in the procurement process flow. Step 0, needs recognition. Step 1, purchase requisition. Step 2, review of request. Step 3, budget approval. Step 4, quotation requests. Step 5, negotiation and contracts. Step 6, receive goods and services. Step 7, three-way matching. Step 8, invoice approval payment. Step 9, record keeping. The competitive landscape and business environment. The competitive landscape includes technological forces. Failure to monitor and address the major technological innovations may adversely affect a firm's competitive edge, particularly if competing firms use technical improvement. Demographic forces. These are trends in population characteristics such as age, ethnic makeup, education, family, and gender distribution. The changes in demographic factors can have a significant impact on an emerging business, particularly if they indicate the developing trends. Changes can affect demand for a company's product and labor for a company's ability to hire employees. Global forces. Changes in the global environment offer tremendous opportunities and potential threats for businesses. The importance of accessing global markets has become more emphasized as a result of the development of satellite communication, cheaper and faster modes of transportation, the privatization of several overseas businesses, and economic alliances among countries. You have successfully completed this module. You will find the resources and exercises for this module in the course description section. Thank you.